Imagine a world where bison roam freely across vast landscapes, not just surviving but actively revitalizing entire ecosystems. This is exactly what's happening in Yellowstone National Park, where recent groundbreaking research reveals how these majestic animals are more than just icons of the wild. They are ecosystem engineers reshaping the land in profound ways. But here's where it gets controversial. Most bison restoration projects focus on small, fenced herds, leaving us to wonder, are we missing the bigger picture of what large migrating bison herds truly contribute to nature? A collaborative study by scientists from Washington and Lee University, the National Park Service, and the University of Wyoming, published in the journal Science, dives deep into this question. Bill Hamilton, a leading researcher at Washington and Lee University, and Chris Jeremiah from the National Park Service, along with Jared Merkel from the University of Wyoming, spearheaded this investigation into how Yellowstone's bison herds influence their environment. Unlike many conservation efforts that manage small, contained groups of bison, this study focused on the park's large, free-roaming herds, about 5,000 strong, a remarkable recovery from just 23 individuals in 1902. These bison travel roughly 1,000 miles annually along a 50-mile migration route, primarily grazing in the park's river valleys during spring and summer. At first glance, their intense grazing might seem like overuse of the land, but the reality is far more complex and fascinating. The researchers discovered that bison grazing actually accelerates the nitrogen cycle, a crucial natural process where nitrogen moves between plants, animals, soil, and the atmosphere. Nitrogen is essential for plant growth, and soil microbes play a key role by converting decaying organic matter into forms plants can absorb, like ammonium and nitrate. As bison graze, they stimulate these microbes, increasing nitrogen availability. This means plants regrow just as vigorously as if left ungrazed, but with a surprising twist. The plants become 150% more nutritious. This enhanced nutritional quality benefits not only the bison but also other herbivores sharing the ecosystem. Hamilton likens this effect to the ecological transformation seen in Africa's Serengeti when wildebeest populations bounced back, suggesting that bison migrations have ripple effects throughout the food web. To unravel these dynamics, the team conducted extensive fieldwork from 2015 to 2021. They measured plant growth, nutrient cycling, soil and plant chemistry, herbivore activity, plant diversity, and soil microbial populations. Using movable exclosures, they compared areas grazed by bison to those left untouched. They also integrated satellite imagery and GPS tracking data to map the bison's impact across the landscape. Their findings challenge the common notion that heavy grazing leads to degraded land. Instead, the soils maintained their nutrient stores, plant productivity remained stable, and plant biodiversity actually increased along the migration corridor. This contradicts the typical definition of overgrazing, which involves reduced plant growth, loss of diversity, and soil compaction. Jared Merkel emphasizes this point. We found pretty much the opposite of what you'd expect with overgrazing. The bison create a patchwork of grazing intensity. Some areas resemble short, lush lawns, while others remain untouched, adding to the landscape's heterogeneity and ecological resilience. Yellowstone has long been a beacon for ecological restoration, and this research underscores the critical importance of restoring not just bison numbers, but their natural migratory behaviors. Unlike traditional conservation strategies that confine bison to small, managed herds, Yellowstone's approach highlights the power of movement and scale. The bison don't just shape the land by grazing, they do so by roaming freely across it. So, what does this mean for bison conservation across North America? Should we rethink current practices that prioritize small, controlled herds? Could embracing large-scale migrations unlock the full ecological potential of bison? And here's the part most people miss. Restoring bison isn't just about saving a species. It's about reigniting the complex dynamic processes that sustain entire ecosystems. This study offers a glimpse into a lost world, showing us what was nearly wiped out when bison populations plummeted in the late 1800s. It invites us to reconsider how we value and manage wildlife, challenging us to think bigger and bolder. What do you think? Is it time to shift from managing bison as isolated herds to embracing their natural migrations? Could this approach be the key to truly restoring North America's grasslands? Share your thoughts and join the conversation, because when it comes to bison and ecosystems, the debate is just beginning. For more details, see the original research. Garamia C. Hamilton B. Merkel J. et al. 2025. Yellowstone's free-moving large bison herds provide a glimpse of their past ecosystem function. Science. DOI 10.1126. Science ADU 0703.